Alright, Handbrake of the Gods, I got a little minor test to perform here on our video feed. How you doing, gentlemen?
Doing great.
Woo! We find ourselves headed to Mos Eisley here on Tatooine. I cannot remember which map we're going to be headed towards, but test successful. It does look like part of this situation is janked, but other parts are not janked, so we're going to proceed accordingly.
Proceed accordingly, up and down and around.
Up, down, and around, for sure.
Up, round, down.
Here it goes. With the various scrubbings, etc. Dude,
Yes,
we were talking about getting
so-
high? Oh, good.
Well, Handbrake of the Gods, we're in it now.
This is happening.
From all other... Oh, yeah, nice. Lots over here.
A will be ours. We will
Yeah.
take it from these infidels.
Come on, Peter.
If there's infidels, does that mean there's outfidels? You know? I'm reading this book by Brian Murarescu called The Immortality Key.
The key.
The key to immortality is the subject of this book.
Yeah, the
It's,
ergot.
Yeah. It's about ergot in beer in the Middle Ages and before. And it's about the people who spread out. Daniel, is your mic working?
Yes, I'm just quiet.
Hello?
Nice. Okay, right
Hello?
on.
Check, 1, 2.
Check, 1, 2.
This is the Bowling League podcast.
I'm gonna turn this up.
Woo! Hey, where's my voice? Let's see. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Can you hear
Can
me?
you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah,
I can hear you.
Okay. Left to right, left to right.
Left to right. Oh my god. Okay, so it turns out there was an older culture that created a whole bunch of languages that spurred out of it, like Sanskrit and also Greek and several other of the ancient languages. And my point here with this sucker
Yeah.
is that
Now
there
they
was
have games like this.
there was one language that all of these came from, and it's kind of like it was sort of like a lost super language before that one. Sanskrit's kind of like the cleanest version of it, but yeah, in the ancient world, everybody was speaking Greek and Latin, and when you went to university, you were basically just there to study Latin and Greek, to study sort of like the precursor culture of the Greeks, where like democracy comes from, and the concept of the university, and theater, and which so much has come out of. Like our whole movie industry is basically theater, and our whole storytelling thing there is theater, and yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff we owe to the Greeks. And
Storytelling. This is a... Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna lose this thread. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Dude, as this one language took over and just owned this entire area, people asked themselves, why? Why this language? What was so next level about this language? Turns out, was probably on the back of some psychedelic beer. and, and this guy named Tripsosaurus, or Tripsinius, who was this Greek guy who had a chariot made of fire pulled by 2 dragons. Just let it sink in. And what he was doing is he was flying all over the world, converting people into the beauty of agriculture and this awesome ergot-inspired beer. And so they were tripping hardcore, and when they tripped hardcore, they were seeing the solution of life in everything.
And they were planting things, right?
Yeah, and they were teaching them agriculture. They were like, "You guys, make agriculture." And
they were
trip on
growing
this beer."
stuff. They were growing stuff, like just like
probably taught them
abstractly. They were studying and growing something.
And probably, if this was after Randall Carlson's Great Flood, and after Randall Carlson's Great Flood, the Younger Dryas impact theory, right after that happens, all these people show up on chariots pulled by dragons, like fire chariots pulled by dragons. And they show up in all the cultures, and the things they teach are identical. They're like language and farming. And they teach them like basic math, and it was almost as if there was a previous culture on the planet, and the impacts that happen yearly at the end of October were exceptionally high, and the Earth got pummeled, and it flooded, and all of the major religions record this flooding event as a simultaneous global event, and then whatever was left over got inside some fiery serpent craft and went around and told people how to feed themselves. But anyway, Randall Carlson records it all over the place, and I was just hearing about it from Brian Murarescu in terms of the Greeks, which I hadn't remembered hearing from Randall Carlson. Anyway.
Yeah. And it's this time of year, Halloween, when they would start
Leonids.
when the sky would start falling.
Sky would start falling. The Leonids were the autumnal. That's a crazy sound. That is the sound of death. It's Daniel's sound. Or no, Sir Wilcot's sound. Sir Wilcott, there's something going on with your sound. Fudge.
Did that fix it?
Yeah, that totally fixed it. Did you reset it? Reboot the potato?
Yeah, I rebooted
That's
banana.
the way to do it. Rebooting the potato is the way. Damn, I got one of them. Okay, so the thing that Graham Hancock is always talking about is Göbekli Tepe.
Yeah, those are the islands in Indonesia.
Yeah, I think. No, it's like in Turkey or something. I think it's in Turkey.
Yeah. There's other ones in.
There's other ones for sure.
Göbekli Tepe is in Turkey. Yes.
But
this is where this is the caverns that go all the way down to the aquifers, and people would stay down in there.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. They could survive such a meteorological impact.
Wasn't that in Turkey as well?
There was, in Turkey there was giant underground cities of like thousands of, where like 20,000 people could go underground simultaneously for weeks on end, and different cities were connected by tunnels that would, so people could essentially go underground for extended period of time while the sky decided to start on fire and explode.
Yeah. New Year's to what?
Halloween.
Easter?
Halloween, and that's why
Halloween
globally,
to Easter.
Yeah, globally, the Day of the Dead is celebrated independently because it's a memory of all of the people that died in that Great Flood, which was most of the world's population up till that point. And we lost, the culture got set back seriously. Not just the culture, but technology, and we recovered a little bit of it. But that's the thing. Agriculture is reintroduced in 12,000 BC, 11 something, and it's introduced in Göbekli Tepe. And Göbekli Tepe turns out to be a giant calendar that keeps track of these insane asteroid events. If you look at it in a certain way, it predicts the Leonid meteorite shower and when it will be most intense from like a really long perspective. You little fuck.
The tactical situation has been updated. Secure these command posts.
Shoot that fucker. Got him. Nice job. That was satisfying. You little bastard. All right.
him.
So anyway, psychedelic beer kicks off. The people. Okay, I want to gel on this point, and it goes like this. After this giant impact event that floods the Earth and washes out all kinds of stuff, hardcore. There's the reintroduction of agriculture, and you would think if it was discovered, there'd be like little build up, but it's not. It appears in a form, and then people almost immediately start forgetting how to do that form. So it goes down. It's like introduced, and it decreases. In the same way that like, yeah, it gets, there's like an agricultural... Yeah,
Okay.
there's an agricultural period where the knowledge is high, and then it immediately starts tapering down, in terms of like,
People get
yeah,
lazy and fuck
yeah,
up.
they didn't really know it. They were like missing some pieces.
Widely.
Yeah, they took the online course. They didn't really read the book.
They took the online course. They didn't read the book.
Teacher just passed him. Was like, get out there in these fields and reproduce,
Yeah.
you fucks.
Yeah, get to work.
Get to work making more people. There's no people. There used to be a lot of people. You like how I'm talking now? It's really complicated, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's called language.
You
You're
want me
gonna
to
love it.
spell it out for you? Like,
Medicine
yes,
is
please.
introduced.
Yes.
Agriculture is introduced. Architecture is introduced. Mathematics is introduced. Like all of this stuff. Like somebody found a copy of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and just flipped it open and was like,
Ouch.
"Wait, what?" But it wasn't a book. It was people, and they showed up in Mexico, and literally from the ocean in a giant like fire ship, you know.
from the ocean.
Yeah. And they showed up in all
Fire
the
ship
cultures.
from the ocean. So why are they riding around on pills these days?
Pills?
Yeah, you know, like little orbs and shit.
Oh shit! I thought you were like oxy. So I'm like, what are we talking about?
no, you know, like that's a described as like a pill-shaped object.
Different culture.
Yeah.
Like these were definitely humans, but these people, like Tripsosonius, I forget his real name, but anyways, it was
Okay.
like Trip something. he shows up in a fiery chariot pulled by dragons.
Ouch!
And he's like, check out this beer, and here's how agriculture works. And he was considered a demigod. So all these gods and stuff, they might have just been, you know, average hipsters from the previous culture who were like, these poor fucks.
Oh yeah, these charismatic people that. Wow, we really lost that.
We didn't focus on that at all.
We didn't focus on it at all.
At all. That's
All
what
right,
happens
so we
when
gotta call out. Hey Daniel, can you get us
Can you hear
on
us?
goal, dude? Keep us on goal.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You gotta turn
Daniel,
up your volume. Turn up your volume.
Turn
make
up
it
your
louder.
volume. You're like 1,000 meters away.
All I
That's
can do
much
is turn
better.
up my gain.
Maybe you just have to get it closer to you. You're good. That's good when you're close.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. Yo, I was doing some experiments, and I was trying to play a drum beat while I was in the shower, and like with headphones.
Unlike the soaps.
No. like how could you have like a steady drum beat in your ears in the shower? Yeah.
Oh.
And I was working it out, and I had successfully done it like 4 or 5 times, like taking drum beat inspired showers, which was great.
Okay.
Totally.
Nice.
Then I was really high, like extra, and I got in the shower with my headphones on, and they are not waterproof. And so like I get in the shower with my headphones on, and I was like, and I was like, what's going on? And I was like, dude, you've got like your headphones on.
You live in those headphones.
I didn't live in these headphones.
You forget them on. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I was like, okay, well,
Okay.
that's clearly not covered in the warranty.
I'm gonna have to take that one.
Totally. So, anyway, I'll conclude that story later. But I won't keep you waiting. I got new headphones that are actually waterproof, so it's actually all good in the hood now.
That's great.
So,
yeah, I have a speaker that I
yes,
sometimes like put in a rack, like way
totally
up on the
like
top of the shower.
They make cheap waterproof speakers that like splash proof. JBL makes them. Sony makes them like $20-30. They're
Yeah.
good.
My little sister's calling me.
Tunes in the shower, man. So,
Hello.
Daniel, Garrett and I made.
Preparing an assault.
I was playing drums. He was playing. Not the harmonium. What is that thing
No,
called?
I'm
Melodium.
Melodica, I think.
Melodica. He
If
was
that's what you're
rocking on
talking
that. We had a little live concert going. It was very awesome.
Oh, is it in
That
the
does sound awesome.
Dude, your microphone is next level. That sounds really
Mine?
clear. Yeah, very clear.
Oh yeah, I turned up the gain and shoved it right down my throat.
Dude, that sounds incredibly easy, super massively easy to understand. We just got to make sure they don't pull up on their point over there. I got this part of it covered. Yeah, they're on B. They're on B. Man, we're really, as long as we can hold B there.
Yeah,
We're
B
making
is
some-
getting
Yeah, we gotta go.
thrashed.
Gotta go rescue B.
I'll hold
Got
A.
it. Nice, hold A. Dang it.
Alright. Thanks for letting me have that moment.
Jump in there before it kicks you out.
He
Nice, you're good,
is.
you're
He's
good.
moving.
You're moving.
Oh,
Nice, no
I'm
worries,
still
no
kinda
worries. We've
moving
actually been
around.
doing a great.
Playing.
This-
I was killing people. I was just on the phone with my little sister.
Listen, I was not killing people.
Listen.
I was
was
killing
still
people.
working.
I was killing people.
Where's my
That's what we're
money?
doing, right? We're killing people.
Doing.
We're killing.
Uh-oh. I saw that guy fly up over me, and then he just shot me in the top of the head. And then, I was like,
Oh my goodness gracious.
uh-oh, I even said it. Hey, roll it back.
Roll it back. Roll it back.
Alright, we got an upgraded gun.
Man,
now,
we got
though.
a thick crowd down here.
Oh, hi. Man, I need to catch these reloads.
Whoa! Ambush! Ambush!
Daniel. Uh-oh.
Got an ambush behind us? Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
we
Yeah,
got
we do.
flanked.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Good?
We're gonna have to
Yeah,
get
we're good.
Princess Leia's on her front porch out here in these streets. Not anymore. Boy, these guys bunch the heck up. They just love to bunch up. Man, that shield went down fast with that grenade. That was crazy. How we doing back in the chamber? Are we good?
Yeah, there's nobody in. Oh, no, there's somebody in, but his health is like not there anymore. He's
Nice.
dead.
We got a nice crowd out here.
Yeah. Plenty of people trying to make it up this
Yeah,
way.
there's-
And
Dude, our
looks like
dude
they're
just
trying
went
to
into
come
no
in
man's
front.
land. He only had 10 seconds. He went in there and like kicked ass and took names.
Yep.
Dude, I'm still killing people.
Yeah, me too. I'm on it.
Dude, I'm killing people right now.
Get this Wookiee.
That's a
Got
cheesy.
him.
That's a cheesy Wookiee. That Wookiee was fast work. Dude. Dude, our guy is out there in no man's land. Like, he can't be back behind the enemy lines that long. Look at him. He just flies back like when he has 1 second left. He's just harassing the monkeys out of him.
Ow! Someone's up our.
Whoa. Dang it! They got through. They got through.
No, they came up from behind us. Pull
right.
back a little bit.
Sir Wilcott, I got you. In 3, 2, 1. Here we go. We're in.
Okay.
Nice.
Back on the door.
Back on the door. Back on the door. Man. Okay, we got a hero coming in here.
He's like, they're all bunched up in here.
Someone behind us.
I can.
They're coming from the side too.
Ow.
Shoot. All right. All right, Turtle Justice. I'm with you in 5, 4,
Dynamite!
1.
Turtle.
Turtle Justice.
Daniel.
All right.
So Daniel's been courageously doing Sober October.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's been fun. For the longest time, I just literally didn't think about pot, and that's how I was doing it.
Nice.
How'd you do that?
Doing stuff.
Just stay
busy?
Stay busy. Yep. Well, it's not even like I've been staying. Yeah, I guess I really have just been staying busy. It's just been one thing after another. Then I've just been on a roll.
You were one thing after another. What do you mean by that?
Well, like problem solving. Like I haven't really had much downtime.
Do you feel like you've been, like you're creatively, like you get to creatively problem solve?
Yes, I'd say that's one of the things that actually keeps me sane, more or less. I have because of the position I'm in, I have a large degree of autonomy over how it is I want to do things.
Okay.
I don't have like an overarching like system that I have to play within. I largely have to create it myself. Although like I do like having systems that I work within. I function quite well with those. But I find that it's been helpful trying to create my own and stuff like that. And like anytime I have downtime, I've been opening up my book more often that I've like been trying to read for the past 4 months.
What have you been reading?
It's called Red Rising. It's the beginning of not even a trilogy, a whole series. It's basically like if you were to take Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings, the adventure that's in the Lord of the Rings, the overarching dystopian government of the Hunger Games, and then the galaxy, like the large-scale galaxy aspect of Star Wars, as well as like the fantastical element. That's pretty much what you have with Red Rising. It's
Ooh,
pretty
a
crazy.
fantastical element?
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. Like
Fantasy?
fantasy, yeah. It's fantasy but grounded. I'd say it's more grounded than Star Wars is, but it is fairly grounded.
Have you ever read like any like Asimov's like Foundation, or have you read like any space operas?
I'm reading this book currently
That sounds
to up
insanely
my
space
reading.
opera.
I'm trying to increase my reading comprehension because I have like a elementary school / middle school reading level. I'm sure it's not that anymore, but it has had that for a while. And yeah.
Are you reading a paperback, or you've got like a Kindle situation rocking?
I cannot stand digital stuff. Like I can't do digital calendars, I can't do digital journals, can't do books. Like it just doesn't feel real, and it's harder for my brain to realize that it's there.
Have you ever seen like the Kindle? It's like a true paper. It's like what am I trying to say? It's not backlit. It's like a different kind of technology where.
Well,
like
my thing is like it's not there. It doesn't exist. That's like it's hard for my brain to like treat it like it exists when it doesn't.
Daniel doesn't have anybody that's willing to work with him in that environment consistently either.
That too. I'm constantly just figuring stuff out on not necessarily on my own, but I like go to the people I have around me to help solve the problems that I'm facing on my own, if you get what I mean.
Right on.
Like I have community for sure. It's again what helps me stay sane, but yeah. I feel very much alone in my head.
I hear you. Dude, no matter what form a book is in, reading is awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm in this book club right now, this psychedelic book club, and we were reading Aldous Huxley's Doors of Perception, which he wrote in 1954, and he then wrote another series of essays called Heaven and Hell. And Heaven and Hell is this like tiny little essay, and all of this stuff was basically about a mescaline trip, and about what he thought about that, and like how he was trying to describe what the experience was like, and how he thought like that this kind of thing was gonna potentially reform the Christian church and be like a second restoration, like a restoration of faith in God, more or less.
A restoration or a reformation?
Take your pick, but like a reformation.
Yeah.
Yeah, restoration. Same. I think like a reconnecting to the source for the religion of Christianity. And he was calling for that in like 1959. Anyway, that other essay, Heaven and Hell, there was no audiobook, and it turned out to be such a blessing because I had to like dust off my Kindle, fire it up, get it all charged up. But anyway, I got back into reading a lot more, and I've been knocking out a lot of pages, and I'm hooked. Like I've got such a backlog of shit I haven't been reading over the last like year or so. And what I love about the Kindle is I can get any book on it I want. I just carry around like 8 ounces of glass and plastic, and it turns it into like any book you want to read. It's really amazing, and I can completely appreciate physical book. Physical book is super important.
I'm sure I'll be getting to that point where I'm like comfortable with what a book does with my mind and stuff like that, and being in that space. It's just I haven't practiced that very often throughout my life, and it still feels very new.
Just read for fun.
That's what I'm trying to do. Is I'm trying to read for fun and like actually have it not just be a source of me trying to grow my mental capacity or not necessarily capacity, but strength and endurance or whatever the hell you want to call it. But
Dude,
I'm also trying to like get better at understanding not necessarily understanding, but practicing reading books. And I feel like I need it's just easier to like to start and set the routine. It's easier to have a physical calendar. It's easier to have a physical book that I reach and grab for. I separate myself from the environment I'm in and my mind. I like have to intentionally do all this, that, and the other, and it's much more. It's just real. Rather than it being, not that Kindles aren't real. I don't know. I can't. No.
It's about, dude. It's about. Can you interact with the word and switch on your imagination and immerse in it? And you're not alone. In this book club, there are several people that are like, keep your demonic Kindles to yourself. That is the end of society, and they just get it all in paperback, and so we have to choose books that are in paperback for them. Which is fine. But, dude, we should start a book club. We should start a book club and read some shit. Have you ever read Ender's Game?
I've watched the movie, but I've heard the movie's dog shit compared to what the book is.
You would fucking love the book.
Yeah.
I've read it. I saw the movie the other night, and I was having the same thought. I was like, I want to reread Ender's Game. And my wife would totally join us, too.
I'm totally down to do that. My dad loves Ender Game, and I know I could talk to him about that. I'll literally be able to nerd out with him with it.
Dude, there's like 6 books after that. If you like the first one, it gets really deep. But what's really next level about it is that it's one of these intense page turners, and that's the key to reading. Read a bunch of shit you want to read. Mm-hmm. Like too many times, people get forced to read shit they hate, and they develop like a rash to reading. You know?
Yep, that's pretty much what I had.
It could be like super fun, but it's got to be like you say.
Stupid it was that I had a rash to reading though.
Yeah.
So I just want to read because reading is very healthy and very engaging for the mind in a way that not many things engage the mind. And I want to make my way through the Bible, but because I don't have interest alone is not enough to get me through the Bible.
No, Bible's like rough. Bible's super rough.
And that's what I'm trying to get to. That's my goal is to sit through the whole Bible.
I mean, there's a lot of cool things about the Bible, but I was asked to copy the Bible as one of the requirements of a priesthood that I went into, and I did that. I copied it out by hand, the New Testament, and I've read it a few times. I had a mentor that rewrote it, took every word and read like a bunch of different versions in the Greek and shit, and like picked out like the best meaning and like wrote his own. And so I read the shit out of that one. Yeah, but anyway, I think better. It's not shorter, but the Poem of the Man God is kind of like where like the Bible is sort of like a rough outline, like a script treatment. Poem of the Man God's like a graphic novel with like really good graphics. It brought the Bible. The Poem of the Man God brought the Bible alive for me in a way that the Bible never had been before, and that's because the Poem of the Man God is a inspired book.
7.
Yeah, that Maria Valtorta was the name of the person that Jesus appeared to. Jesus would appear to her, and he called her his little pen, and he wrote this book through her, a series of books called the Poem of the Man God. But when he wrote it, he called it the Gospel of Jesus Christ, and the Roman Catholic Church called it the Poem of the Man God, and blessed it and allowed it to be printed and everything, so they didn't like suppress it. But what's amazing about it is in the Bible, where you'll get like one little teensy paragraph of something, and it can mean a bunch of different stuff depending on how you sort of put it all together and everything. And there's definitely like a super depth in it. In the Maria Valtorta, that same scene is like Technicolor and lasts like 30 minutes and takes like 14 pages and is like described in exquisite detail. And you've like been with the characters for like hundreds of days of experience and like all along the path of Jesus's ministry. And it's like next level in a way that is hard to ignore. Dude, here's what we'll do. I'll find some. Dude, we'll find some Valtorta excerpts that like parallel the Bible. That's like a great way to get into it. Do you have a favorite book of the Bible?
I haven't read it. So.
Dude, you should start. Nice.
I have listened to many people and their like perspectives of the Bible and stuff like that, just as I have like with other things that I'm fascinated in, because I think the easiest way to find out about something is to listen to someone who's an expert rather than spending a bunch of time to do it yourself. You can listen to someone who spent a bunch of time doing it themselves.
Yet the Bible is kind of like a mystical pursuit in a way to try to get closer to the faith and closer to God through this one text.
Well, I think
it can be done.
I want to like it's more of like I'm trying to achieve the exploration of a theory that I have about just religions as a whole, like interconnecting the things that weave a lot of the religions of the world together. A lot of them can be like found in the Bible for one, and then and other religious texts as well. And trying to start with what's most accessible to me. I think that's a lifelong journey.
My wife and I are going to take a deep dive into. We're reading this book together, Immortality Key. We're going to take a deep dive into Graham Hancock's Ancient Apocalypse on Netflix. That gets into the Younger Dryas Impact Theory. There's all this Göbekli Tepe shit, and so it's like the whole world gets deleted, giant waves hit, classical languages evolve, people are drinking this stuff called the Kekion. It's got LSD in it, more or less. They're tripping out in theaters and talking to God, and this is the start of Western civilization, completely suppressed by Christianity when it rolls up. It's like, no. The Vatican might have been tripping out on like super drugged up beer, and that's when Martin Luther was like, enough, you nerds, and was like, get back to the roots, Protestantism. Anyway, I'm only about a quarter of the way through. I'll let you know how it goes.
But that's the conclusion. Protestantism is like say no to drugs.
Yeah, more or less. No, Protestantism was say no to corrupt Catholicism, the corrupt aspects of Catholicism, more or less.
I think it's definitely a more corruption thing, but that could be
That's exactly what it was. Protestantism.
A biological. What do you call it?
A thingamajigger?
Epistemic like change in life style.
Epistemic?
For
the shirt.
what do you like?
Epistemological? We get epistemological out here in these sand dunes?
Yeah, epistemological.
We're getting someone hand me a fucking dictionary.
I'm committing
someone
a
hand me
sin right now.
Getting epistemological? We're getting epistemological out here in these. We're getting epistemological. Is this epistemological? It's not.
Well, okay, well, like.
Epistemological. Systematological. Systematological. Logical.
Coming
Dude,
in on
Daniel, I
C.
can't believe how awesome I would love to read the fucking Bible with you, dude. That would be so awesome. Let's fucking do it.
I mean, yeah, that'd be phenomenal.
Let's fucking go deep.
Yeah, I mean,
We should record our thoughts. I'm sure there's like at least one other person that would like to hear that.
Yeah, well, my whole thing is like I'm sure if I can figure out how to figure out the deeper parts of myself to help myself, there are definitely people out there that can connect with this like human experience that I'm like dealing with, as everyone is dealing with it. It's the human condition.
I think it's actually important.
People are right behind us.
That people. Okay, so the entire nature of how people learn is changing based on the internet and technology.
Yep.
The whole way.
Nobody's reading books anymore.
Generation
Just taking the online course.
Taking the online course, not reading the book. No, the key is immersion. Is reading the book.
Yeah, the key is experience.
Yeah,
I think
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I think
totally.
deeply connecting with
Experience
people
design.
and people who are
then-
open to deeply connecting with other people and then doing so is another thing that you need, and that's not something that everybody is willing to do either.
Experience
you.
design and attention economics.
Nice.
Sell your attention and
My gun is so good.
Time to stand
broadcast.
What?
It works at amazing distances. Is incredibly fast travel time with these energy rounds, whatever it is we're shooting.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing a green shirt in front of a green screen.
I'm a green shirt in front of a green screen.
Yeah.
I got green everywhere, if you know what I mean. Green, green, green. It's green as fuck. Green,
Heavy
green,
69.
Dude,
First attack phase.
once you're through the Bible, then there's this thing called the Nag Hammadi library, and the Nag Hammadi library is the oldest copies of the Bible we have. They were found
Yes.
in clay pots in Jordan.
This is
in
the
the
other part that I want to find,
20. Okay.
that I want to know about the Bible.
To learn
because
another
the Vatican,
language.
The Vatican literally
Dude,
has, like,
so
as far as I'm aware,
crazy.
they
You
have
can go
like
so
scrolls
deep in so many
that are related to the
directions.
Bible that are just
Oh my
locked
God.
behind doors or whatever.
That's a little bit of what Brian Morescu gets to. He gets to do some like original Greek research, and in some works that basically no one ever gets to read in the Vatican.
Yeah, I would love to do that, and I also want to learn Mandarin because I want to learn what the other half of the world has been thinking about being a human.
It's a very old language, Chinese. It's a very old culture.
It's very old.
ancient culture.
It's stayed consistent for a while. I mean, it's gone through
It's
some weird
also-
changes
it's
with
also
Confucius
under,
and stuff like
it's
that.
under a lot of attack right
Yes.
now. Like traditional Chinese culture is like verboten in the
well, that would
Chinese
be the
Communist Party.
CCP. Yeah, that's the CCP. I have
not
been
down with the
absolutely
CCP.
fascinated with what the CCP has been doing across the pond, and I've been listening to people who like have lived in China and can translate, and stuff like
They're
that
apparently
about.
very disconnected.
They are very
Their leadership
disconnected.
is very disconnected, as all
Yes.
dictators are.
Yes,
And that's bad.
That's exactly
bad
it.
'cause
All dictators are.
They will not be a
That's the
functional
problem.
organism of a
Nope.
million
It's
brains.
literally everything we know. Everything that mass knows about China is a facade. A massive facade.
Have you listened? And I don't want to throw any more. I don't want to throw any more chaos into your brain, into your life.
Oh,
But have you
there's
listened
plenty
to
of it.
Peter Zeihan? Have you listened to his assessments of China?
No, I don't think I have. No.
He's very grounded. He's very forward-looking. He basically talks about their population curve tapering off.
Oh, yeah.
And how they basically
fucked.
only have like a decade left. They're
Yeah,
gone.
they're fucked. Yeah, I know. They have a
Okay.
bunch of old people, and the young people, there's not many there left because of the one-child policy, and then they upped it to two-child, and now it's three-child. And I think they removed it entirely at
They
this
can't.
point,
Yeah,
actually.
they're not fooling anybody.
And yeah, no, they have. It's because of like okay, so China was actually doing phenomenally up until 2012 when Xi Jinping took power, and then he started doing. He started
Killing everyone.
not just
Killing
killing
all the
everyone,
political
but he
rivals.
started making decisions that weren't necessarily grounded, as dictators do. And he's been grabbing for power and trying to hold on to power as he's been going on. Murder is just a result of some of the things that he's done because he's trying to keep a grip on the image. And because if people dissent, he's gonna kill them rather than deal with fixing the dissent. He's putting a lot of band-aids over stab wounds. That's what the entire CCP has pretty much been doing for a while. They have infrastructure problems bad, like literally city drainage doesn't exist. Like literally
Wow.
there was a flood that just wiped through, like actually most people don't know about this, but there's a flood that just wiped through the main capital of China, through many of the provinces around China, and they were literally diverting floodwaters with the dams to flood other cities so that the waters would avoid Beijing. Still ended up hitting Beijing, but it was much less because they were diverting waters with their irrigation systems around the
imagine that?
country, and
So,
they
like,
were
your
literally
town
flooding.
floods because the government decides that's the way it should be.
Yes, that's exactly what it was, and because
They're
they don't
not-
have
they're not
any
accountable.
drainage, they have no drainage. So it was because like they'll like literally have grates and stuff like that, but you lift the grates up and it's just dirt and grass. And not only that, whenever they mix concrete, they'll put like not actually sawdust, but like styrofoam or filler into their concrete so that they can save on material costs. They do just all kinds of shortcuts, which is why if they were like if they were to go to war with U.S., like what the hell are they going to do?
They don't have a military for that.
Like what?
They
the
throw
actual
money
hell are
at-
they going to do?
It'll be an
Uh,
economic war.
They are in debt, so much debt. Everything
Well,
they have
we're
is
in debt
fueled
to
by
them,
debt.
too.
Yes,
That's
but,
the
like,
whole. That's all governments. Governments
No,
only
yes,
work
this
if
is
they're
true.
selling debt.
But to the degree at which China is playing with debt, it is at a level that would literally the U.S. could laugh at, even though we're in debt. We're in immense amounts of debt, but we're not even close to like the level of
You would,
catastrophe.
I think you would find Peter Zeihan to be refreshingly awesome because he would agree with a lot of what you're saying.
Oh yeah, well this is just what I've seen through the eyes of, or not through the eyes of other people, because like I can't really see through the eyes of other people, but like from what people have been saying, and what I've been hearing through the course of like the past year and stuff like that, and really trying to just listen to these accounts as well as not just the accounts, but like the actual things that they show, because you know China's citizens are not stupid. They just have to be silent because they'll get killed or their families will get killed.
I know. Yeah.
So it's not like none of this information is out there. It's just very suppressed.
Yeah.
And there's bots,
There's
of
not a
course.
political process where people can use that information to change their government.
Yep, not in China. And the CCP absolutely has a propaganda arm that rivals that of what the Soviet Union had.
What about what the Americans
there.
have?
Yeah, we're up
the
there.
Americans absolutely have a crazy
Brainwashing
propaganda arm.
ourselves like fucking mad.
I would
Can't wait to
argue-
Twitter fire ourselves into oblivion.
Yeah. Let's
No reason
not,
that anyone ever has to tell the truth.
Let's not
You can
ignore
have a
the
government
elephant
salary
in the
and lie.
room.
Oh yeah, no. Again,
America's the best at it, clearly.
yeah, America and the CIA are phenomenal with propaganda, and of course
They've
did
toppled
learn from the
something like
Soviet Union.
85 governments.
But
Yeah, it's
Democratic
a global,
government.
it's a global behemoth.
it is a global. It's imperialism at its finest.
It's the most insane shit you never heard in school.
Yeah, no, actually.
Yeah,
Your
dude.
own secret
They don't
clandestine
frame it
service.
for you very well in school.
It's like it was like it was repressed or something. It's like they don't want you
Well-
to actually take a look at what might the finer
when you're
points
supposed
of the
to get
military
every single
industrial-
lesson in 40 minutes, it's
might be
gonna
by
be
design.
hard to teach to create significance between the different lessons.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I had a book recommended the other day on civility, on how to essentially be a civilian and be civil with other civilians in your society, and I was like, and it was like communication strategies for like how to bring out the best in your fellow citizens, you know, rather than just
Yeah.
like getting caught up in a psyop, which is
Yeah.
exactly what has been happening since the 99%.
since-
Yeah.
Well,
was
since
that
we
called?
started, since these algorithms have gotten good at co-opting
Occupy Wall Street.
our attention.
Occupy Wall Street started it. They reversed this law that forbid the CIA from propagandizing its own people, and then it was like it's on like Donkey Kong, and it's literally our own tax dollars coming back at our faces in the form of like next level government enforceable lies. Like, it's the worst experiment ever. We should make that shit illegal. It should be illegal to lie and get $1 from American coffers. You should have to tell the
Yeah,
truth.
that's
That
what
should be like part of the law.
I want to start a bounty board for those fuckers.
Amazing. You just start at the top.
I'm just struggling.
Hey.
Work your way down. Not gonna miss using this method.
Nope.
Oh my God.
cannot Get this to work for the
Need
work.
we need to be able to bet on the news.
There are what do you call
Veracity
that?
bonds on news.
There's like betting markets for all kinds of technological stuff like this.
We gotta create markets that we
yeah.
know how explicitly how they're manipulated, and we should be able to change how those markets work, but we need them to be consistent and not be
Nice.
debased and corrupted by different angles.
Yeah, we should put a
Because-
lot of money into transparency,
Yeah.
like forcing transparency in these systems.
Well, and you could force transparency on certain layers, and you can learn a lot.
We're gonna win.
You don't
this
have
shit.
to like guarantee transparency everywhere.
Nice.
Just insert
Pure
in
victory.
critical
Has been eradicated and the Rebel Alliance severely weakened.
Nice.
dissections.
Wow.
Lord Vader will be pleased.
And that's the strategy. What are you measuring? What needs to be transparent?
Peter, what's your favorite story from the Bible? Do you have a
Say that
favorite?
again?
Oh my god.
What's your favorite story from the Bible? Do you have a favorite one? Like a favorite story or a favorite part of Jesus' mission or something?
Oh man.
I got a couple. First off, I got.
yeah,
a few
go
if you
ahead.
want.
I'll think of one.
Everybody
What?
sleeps on
So
the.
just
Everybody
off the top of
sleeps
my
on
head.
the transfiguration.
I am just bad at green screen.
It's all right.
Sleeps
Not
on
the
the
end of the world.
transfiguration.
The transfiguration is when he takes.
Yeah, I mean there's some wild yeah, that's a
he
wild
takes.
one.
Who does he take up to the top of the mountain? He takes Peter and fucking James. Can't remember. Anyway, he takes him to the mountain. Peter, really
John, probably.
Probably John. He gets really in touch with God, and then like becomes the one light in front of him, and like, bang, the clouds open, and like Moses comes down, who's got like horns or something, and then like Peter freaks out and goes, "Hey man, I'll build you guys like a
Yeah,
domicile up here," and
shelter.
they're like, "Probably not necessary. This is only gonna last a few minutes. Hang in there, Peter."
and
then
he's like, "What? This is fucking crazy significant."
It's
We
like
need
this
to-
next level, like crazy
Trip.
transcendent vision. Total trip,
Yeah.
total amazing, like
Why is that white?
like just unbelievably radiant,
I see
like presence
green.
of God in Christ, and so much. Yeah, you're something just happened to your sound. Holy shit. Alright. Did you fix it? Did you reboot that thing?
Yeah, rebooted it.
Nice. Nice.
That's weird.
nice,
What's
nice.
going on?
I'm not sure. It's something sounds like something stacks up in the memory. It's just like bang, like floods a buffer.
Yeah.
We're getting better at this level. This one.
Stand your ground. Don't let them
Where are we going?
We're just gonna
Straight
like
up.
we're just gonna
In!
hold them back. We're just gonna hold them back. We're gonna burn the time on this layer. You can't win this one, but you can burn time like a mofo, and that's what we're all about. So the transfiguration, nice one. There's a lot with the Lazarus and the building of sort of the building of the apostles at the beginning, which is just really sweet and wonderful. I am particularly fond of the story of Mary in Luke, and like that's like where all the awesome Christmas, the powerful Christmas magic is in
Christmas
the book
lore.
of Luke. Yeah. This is where the entire concept of Mary being visited by Gabriel comes in,
I've been booted.
and
You've been booted.
Yeah, because I
and
can't figure out my
the
green screen.
conception of Jesus via electrical induction.
I've got dog shit lighting.
By
Via
the,
electrical
Holy Spirit.
induction. Yeah.
Electrical
The Holy
induction of
Spirit
Christ
is like a
into the world.
super cool concept.
I think it's electricity. For real.
Yeah, that makes sense that you'd think that. I would agree with you.
It makes sense that you
Yeah.
think that. That's a very polite way of saying that's insane, yo.
No. I can tell. That's a plausible theory for me. That's like you're a strong proponent of that theory.
I love this theory. I love this theory. I think this theory makes so much stuff make sense. Every culture has a word for it. The Chinese call it qi, like as in qigong. The Hindus call it prana, as in yoga. You're moving your prana with your breath. Everybody's got a name for it. The Japanese have a name for it. The Africans have a name for it. Whoo is the name in Africa, just above South Africa. Every culture has a name for it, and it's being inspirited, in spiritus. Listen to all this Brian Morescu, and the Holy Spirit is the word for it in the West. That's the same thing. And so anyway, we just overlook it as Christians in the West. We're just Holy Spirit. It just passes over us, but it's like the vital life force in things. You know, the energy that's collected from the environment when you're breathing. You know, it's like in everything. And it's like a whole third of the mastery, I think, of life is the electrical nature. All your good yoga and your good meditation is based on pranayama, which is subtle control of subtle energy in your body, which is basically an acquired art through experiencing it. And this would be the same as going into a church and they get the spirit, you know? Like everybody starts stamping and moving, and they have like a beat, and there's like music, and you're moving to the music. Or you're in like a giant group at like a rave or a dance, and everybody's moving at the same time. That's like what it feels like. To be kind of overtaken by a higher organization of electrical consciousness, whatever you want to call it.
Right, yeah, and patterns in religious ceremony emit the similar types of feelings.
Gather it, focus it, concentrate it, and like
say
the same
same words, sing songs together.
That's right. Getting high off the group vibration and the group sync.
Yeah. It's the same way of sharing the energy, just through voice,
worship,
through sound.
Yeah.
Cults are a fascinating thing that take advantage of that as well.
Well,
Dude,
every human group probably does that, right?
Companies
businesses
are also
do that.
Yep, businesses and cults are actually quite similar, and like they're very close together.
There's a lot of cults that try to operate like businesses. There's a lot of businesses
and there's a lot
that
of
try to operate like cults.
Exactly. Startups are a interesting.
Dude, Peter, you were sharing that the other day. I wanted to give that guy a hug.
Well.
He was like, Jeffrey Dahmer and my boss are the same fucking person. I'm like, not probably. Like, that guy was like, here's Jim Jones. And like the worst cult in the world, and it's like, that's exactly like the last place I worked. And it's like, where the fuck are you working, dude? Like, it was so crazy.
Well, the thing is like cults don't start out as cults.
Yes.
Anybody can get wrapped up into a cult. That's the crazy thing. And I think it's entirely normal people end up in cults, and then you have a situation, or the Heaven's Gate is actually quite unique, but still.
Do you think? Yeah, I feel like, man.
Say it again.
Cults. Culture is the act of participating in creating culture. Is like an honest, like you're honestly saying that you are attempting to use your social power to have a good time and make connections with people, and that has positive and negative effects. You can't always know or understand them all, but so all your interaction, it's like hard to say, oh yeah, everyone is susceptible to being in a cult, but that's because we're all like, we've put a label on these extreme cultures that get people to do very extreme things.
Yeah.
And sorry, Yoda was attacking me. I
I think you've got a there's like with the proliferation of the internet and sort of one of the functions of a cult-like activity is a kind of secrecy, and that kind of secrecy is much more difficult to maintain, especially
Yeah,
when
the
there's
in group
harm
and the
happening.
out group. Yeah, you
If
have
there's
to
harm
maintain.
happening, they probably last a shorter period of time, and they probably affect less people because things are more transparent, you know.
Yeah.
But the thing about like, wait, where do I want to go with this?
Yeah.
I think it's a
Oh,
smart thing for
shit.
people to understand the dynamics, like you guys are saying, the in group and the out group, and there's just
Yeah,
there's
that's
things
why videos like the one that guy was Struthless made.
Truthless. Oh yeah. No, that guy was
the
that
name
guy
of the
was
YouTuber.
that guy was jagging on a very negative trend. He was not.
Right.
It's not that
But
what he
if
was
you
saying
look
was
at no,
not true,
it's
just
he's in a
lot of
cool
rape
vein.
is what-
He's
is what
in a
kind of
cool
conclusions
vein.
you make.
I was looking. I didn't watch a bunch of his videos or anything, but I looked through his history, just like the titles of the videos he was making. And I feel like this is a cool trend for his
Yeah,
channel.
I
that
watched
might
the
be
same video.
otherwise
That's where I got
might
the.
might
thing
be
I was talking about.
otherwise not super. I don't know.
Well,
I
you
didn't-
just don't
I
know
would-
if people are
he was
just
like,
reading a Chat GPT script these days. You know.
at this point, but
That's
It's like
fucking
everybody.
wild.
But you can make clippy content and just be philosophizing and just kind of just be blowing air around.
The only people
There's
that
a
you're
lot of
gonna
people
really
that do
know
that.
are true are like your Joe Rogans, who you've seen them talk for like 1,000 hours. Otherwise you could be looking at.
Right.
People read a teleprompter for a living. If ChatGPT
Right. Well,
just becomes
people
the
will
teleprompter,
create their own teleprompter. People get good at just creating their own copy and do it,
Well, I was
or
about to say-
hire a couple other people to write for them.
ChatGPT
It's
make
not-
me a subtle way that I can sell my energy drink in this conversation. You know, it's like you might just
Yeah.
bring it up and talk about the need to quench thirst. You know, or whatever. It's like dude, get ready. I have since I was a child. They have been telling me from the pulpits and from the televisions that there's a time coming when the ability to produce image and sound will be so powerful that you will not know the difference between reality and like what really didn't happen. Dude, I was on Instagram the other day and I found some rando channel, just random 7-second clips of randomness that was just bingeable randomness, and half of it wasn't real. It was just an AI generation of a kid on a skateboard running into a wall, not the real thing. And it was like, it was so creepy because I was like, oh, here we are. There's going to be people that grow up on this rot and don't, completely disregard critical thinking, and then they're going to be a voting member of our society that's going to be infinitely malleable to these algorithms, just like
Right.
completely putty in its hands because they can't think. Or they can't
Yeah,
reason,
the-
or they're just using a symbol language instead of a real language. They can't get the
No,
lessons
they
of the
literally
past
can't
out.
communicate as well with other
Yeah.
people. And it
They're
does.
isolated.
They have isolated themselves exactly, and they're just kind of in these really shallow loops.
Damn, that's a horrible fate for a human mind.
Yeah.
Gotta free our fellow man. We gotta teach him some shit. Have compassion on him. Give him awesome kekion, which is LSD from barley in ancient Greece. Teach him how to watch a good movie like the Greeks watch their theater, tripping all together. Coming up with the answers to life, the universe, and everything. Inventing
Well,
democracy.
it's the
among
thing.
other
It's
things.
like, well, what do psychedelics do? They make empathy
Massive
and
empathy.
neuroplasticity.
Nailing
Empathy and neuroplasticity. So, if you want to change or scale your capacity to,
it. You want to learn something new or change
hang
your
out-
mind?
yeah, learn something new or change your mind. Exactly. Those types
It's kind of amazing how
things
you
will
can
help
change
do
your mind
that.
too. Like like recent psychedelic experiences I have had have taught me all kinds of cool shit. But there's been a real proliferation of awesomeness and creativity in my family and in my life, and it's been next level. It's been such a boon. It's been such a blessing. Reach. Down with reach. Man, I think life is beautiful. I think we're at a point in our society where it's very important that we do liberate our fellow man. Like, we do think about their well-being and their minds and their education.
Yeah,
I don't want to tell people what to think. I want
humans
to teach
in
them how to
mass.
think.
Yeah. Well,
They can think whatever they want. That's fair.
masses of humans have economic power to disrupt your
It's not that they
economic
can, they
systems.
will.
Well,
Yes.
and that's the thing. You got to take care of all these people. One person can have an immense effect on the world. So you got to take care of everyone, every baby, every human has got to.
Yeah,
you gotta
you're literally
love 'em all.
cultivating humans. As,
Yeah, you
a collective. As a collective, that's what we're doing. That's like,
Well,
hey,
we should
at the
be
end of the
doing
day,
society.
we're all doing a bunch of different things. We're all specialized, but all of us collectively are like, we just
Making the next
kind of
generation.
create new kids. We like kind of walk into every day expecting to not like have some horrible shit happen to us. Like we hope for that, and most of the time it's like that.
then
And
you
that's
make
a
little
crazy
progress.
world to like live
That's
in. The
electricity.
American dream is like the opportunity to like
Be
it's a
awesome.
license to like say this is my reality in that world.
Yeah, freedom. The freedom to choose what that is, not be told what that is. Because you being told what that is being a slave. Like, if someone else decides why you are and what you're doing, they're like, hey, step into my economic model. Become part of the cog in my machine, please. And people are like, okay! And it's like, that's a failure of the education system. Like,
But now we
we
can
should
do that.
inoculate people against that.
It did exactly what it was intended to do.
Well, an AI is just going to round us up, like super fast, very easily, without much trouble. Like, there's this series called. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we're making a distinction between like information and money are like, I don't know, they're very
Similar.
they're similar.
They both create power.
So, and when you have high noise to good information ratios, that's hard for humans to operate in.
Yeah.
So,
And that's
trying
a
to always
democracy. A
narrow-
democracy can't do that. A democracy has to be able to be like, hey, what's true? Because you need everybody making the decisions together. That's what a
Yeah,
democracy
but they
is.
can't say you can't talk. So
No,
they
that's
have
why
to
the First
have.
Amendment. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to, and so you can't turn people off. You just have to be able to sort
downright un-American.
and find the place that has good information
Yeah, you gotta go hunt it down.
consistently.
It's
You
harder.
have to-
well,
you have
and the
to-
internet, an unfettered internet would make it easier for democracy to flourish. Like,
An
But it has-
unfettered internet. Tell me more about that.
if you really got fucking next level and pumped tax dollars, non-profit dollars, private dollars into decentralized encrypting the internet, just like here's a couple principles. Anyone can send and receive information on the web. Okay, but you don't rely on governments to make that real, or you make that part of the technology. Like the way it's built, you can't shut anybody up, and you can't disconnect anyone economically, and you can't disconnect anyone from adding to it. And like you could, and that right there would annihilate most government structures, including our own current one, because apparently it can't take the truth. That's why it's got to lie, and Twitter files its way into suppressing our free speech in like all these million ways. When I say Twitter files, what I mean is coordinated government pressure on private companies to do their bidding. Silence our political opponents, please. We're in charge. It's like that's such short-sighted bullshit. Un-American, should be prosecutable. That's a violation of the spirit of democracy.
Yeah,
for
it's like a
sure.
shitty quid pro quo game. Like what the
Well,
fuck?
it's power. It's
It's
that
like
is actually
easy.
it's
in a way
lame
it's
for the
easy
truth.
lame for these companies to spend their money right the little energy they have that humans care to spend writing story and publicizing shit on bullshit. Like yeah.
Well, we're gonna get to a point very quickly where one person in a basement can make 10,000 encyclopedias worth of propaganda overnight, and the only defense against this is a kind of truth gathering mechanism, which we've already explored. It's the First Amendment. You just cannot suppress this in any way, shape, or form. And look at the way the rest of the world works. Nobody has this but America. And we've got politicians out here being like, suppress my political enemies. And,
and getting it done.
Because my ideas are so shit they can't stand the light of day. Like, what kind of policies are we gonna get with that bullshit? You know, that's lame. Oh my God, we got a whole troop up top here.
Yeah, they just rolled me. Sorry, I was holding them right there for. Well, I was holding right there.
Oh man, I somehow made a hasty retreat and I stayed on my feet. Okay, we got to organize here in terms of. I just got reach. That was the human. Dude, they got a gun down there. Not for long, but for a few seconds. All right, we should organize a drop party. Who wants to stay up top? Who wants to drop? Okay, we got 2 humans shooting from the side over there. That's kind of cool. Do you want to stay up here, Sir Wilcott?
Sure.
All right, I'm going down.
Here.
There's one fucking Ewok down here. And a goddamn Wookiee. What's up, you little fuck?
Haha.
We chased him off. Nice. Nice.
Daniel.
I think Daniel got booted for inactivity. Is that what it's saying?
Oh, true.
Viva Las Vegas. All right, this would be a perfect time for a break. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Handbrake of the gods. There we go. All right. Dude, I'm excited about reading the Bible with Daniel. That's fucking awesome.
Where is Daniel?
I want to do that right now. We could get that done in like 3 weeks. We could make that happen.
You gotta do some readings before the music creation. Or after.
Oh yeah, totally. We could keep a, when you get a calendar around this stuff. Yeah, man, the heat is on.
Daniel's playing.
He's playing.
Where's
but
your
he's
face, boy?
He's not broadcasting. Maybe it's a ghost. Dude, there's like a whole series of stories you can read leading up to Christmas. That's kind of nice. You go from like with Jesus, you go from like the conception of Jesus with the Holy Spirit and Mother Mary, and then you go into the birth of Christ and that whole process with Christmas. That's a nice
little holiday reading.
little
That's
holiday
cool.
reading.
Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
that's the play.
That's the play. And you got an Easter one too. There's an Easter kind of liturgy you can hit and work, and then there's the Christmas one. And those are kind of the big bookends on the Christian situation. Then you can get into a little more if you want to. If you want to get a little fancy, get into some Pentecost. But
Hey, there's
the
Daniel.
the lead up on Easter, though, you get to go through the crucifixion and you get to go through the whole conclusion of the ministry, redemption of humankind, etc. You know,
We have been joined by Lord
Daniel
Vader.
is frozen. I will bootstrap him.
No, he's not.
He's not frozen.
Just
No, he's not
moved.
frozen. Gee, just
He
moved. I see.
Looked like he was.
Say something, Daniel. Say something. Speak.
Yo.
Daniel.
Hey, hello.
Daniel's sober. He's quiet.
Quiet. It's all good in the hood, brother. No worries.
Yeah, I'm
we were just
disassociating bad.
We were
You're
we were
deep
just
in
talking.
this game.
No,
We were
I'm
just talking about
disassociating
listening.
from just everything.
Aw. Help us kill Ewoks.
Yeah.
It's a big problem. It's a big problem we're trying to solve out here in these streets. I mean, what happens if we don't do this? What is the meaning in life? Just kidding.
We have to do it.
It's important. It's important. What we were talking. Okay, so, dude, if you've never read the Bible, that's next level in terms of opportunities. We could totally read the Christmas stories going into Christmas. That's an awesome way to like start with Mother Mary and her whole situation, and then moving through the Christmas.
That's
and
definitely
then,
the ones I'm most familiar with.
it's a great foundation because it's all beautiful and innocent and fantastic, and then you get into you know you can like depending on your taste, you can you know sort of seek to make that a meditative experience where like you think about the greater themes in the story and how they apply in your life and shit like that. Just the light application of but that's the same kind of experience you would have at like a movie or you know putting yourself in a character's position to learn something. But that's what's really powerful about doing that with Christ and through the Bible is that you follow his story and you follow at the end of it you know him and you sort of know his world, and that's the biggest magical piece of
because
it.
Because you spent time in your experiences making parallelisms to what's going on in your life with the story you see.
So whatever you think of, like when you think of devotion, you have this you know devotion is like pouring your heart into something. To put you can easily pour it into Jesus and Christ, or like Christ when you are very steeped in the story and in the reality of that series of events that led to so many things. That is my experience, anywho. It's like getting a front row seat on the greatest story ever told, and you just like entering it into it with your heart. It's as the story progresses, you transform, you change.
Yeah, and that's similar to just kind of, it's a similar type pattern as like what you would imagine a book club
1000%.
type thing. Instead of a book club, it's called a Bible study.
Exactly. Only you'd have to. Bible studies usually go really slow. It takes years to get through the Bible.
Yeah.
We're talking. If it's first pass, dude. 4 weeks.
No,
first
well,
pass.
there's Bible studies that are on different topics.
It's so true.
For sure.
Application
have-
of the scripture.
That have deep like.
I've been in some very useful Bible study groups over the
Tutorials.
years. Yes, but a virgin Bible mind, Daniel. Dude, that'd be next level. Let's read the freaking Bible. I love this.
I have a virgin Bible mind in the sense of I haven't read the Bible,
Yeah.
but I do have a very large sense of agape love and all these
Yeah.
other Christ-like things that
That's
I've been
right.
told by other people, which has
Absolutement.
also increased my fascination with this.
Well, in
Christ
addition to
figure.
that, once you get your Bible under your belt, my friend, you can move on to you can get some. That might be enough, or there's just like there's all kinds of extra innings with that shit.
Yeah, you can keep going in different directions. There's lots to learn about agape love in the different cultures.
The mystics,
Yep.
the people
That's
who
why-
found religions. You know, it's like they're very similar. Jesus didn't really found a religion. He just loved a bunch of people.
Yep.
His people founded a religion after him.
Yep.
All right.
And I think
But
that's where
anyway.
we went wrong.
Well, it's very interesting to read this immortality key because
Well, it's hard
you know,
to make. It's hard to use tradition to govern people.
Yep. And I think
because
like you should just love people to love people. That's all
it's
you need
hard
to
to
do.
use tradition to govern people.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Because that's the only way we've done it for so long. Like,
Yeah.
and
it's usually kings and queens, which is pure tradition, right?
and our world's changing too fast right now.
It does. Technology does shuffle the deck way too often to keep up these old formats. I think the principles can keep up. I don't think that the methods can keep up. I'm capping on A, and there's no one around. Just taking A. Taking it home. It's my A.
Oh.
Just no one's challenging me. No one's assisting. There we go.
All right.
There's a couple of newcomers. What's up, you nerd jackets? Got a bunch of you guys? You're going to need
3.
more than a few. Reach dies the slow death.
Oh my gosh.
Turtle Justice on the scene.
got
Falling down the
overran.
stairs. Jello T over here on, I think he's on B. I'll help you out, Jello T. What are we doing? Are capping on B? Sure, let's do it. Let's go. I got this one.
Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
We got 4 minutes. We can do this.
Ba ba. On B.
There comes Han Solo around the corner here. Dude, he killed me with a bull charge.
Yeah, that's strong.
Okay, but Daniel, when you go on all these adventures in your mind and you read and go and like accomplish all these things, what's really happening on some level is you're getting to know yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That self
That's
is
what's-
here right now too. It's like it's here now, and you learn it through all these lenses, which gives appreciation and refinement to it. But in the end, it really is the same basic self that's going through that thing. It's the same you. Although these alchemical experiences can like bring it out and refine it in different ways and stuff like that. Anyway, I just
Yeah.
say
I'm
that
trying to
just
get to the
say-
bottom of my mental illness, or nisses.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Mental-
I don't fuck with
Mental
all
illness
this
are
bullshit
just
that people are.
trends.
Well, yes, they're
I think
trends.
It's labeled
They're
trends,
patterns.
and they're often like given.
We
too
medicalize
much
a lot
for-
of stuff in America.
Yeah, they're often
That's
given
why I'm
too
not going the
much
conventional
credit.
route, or not trying to, because I don't give
Like,
a fuck about any of it.
Don't
it's a
give
human
yourself any
experience.
excuses, in a way.
I do
Yeah.
not
You-
get I do not get a mental illness vibe from you, my friend.
Yeah, I don't either.
You don't know me.
I've known a lot of
But
people
dude,
that actually
barely
have
knows
me.
mental illness. I've worked in hospitals.
Yeah.
I know, but you're not like I don't know. You're not damaging outwardly.
Yeah,
You might be
I focus
spiraling.
very hard on not doing that though, because I carry the weight of all my actions on my shoulders
Well,
constantly.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I
That might
know,
be good.
but like, well, yeah, of course it's good, but
but
like,
lots. That's not
I can't-
uncommon.
I don't
Like
even-
everyone
yeah.
does that in a way too. I'm not trying
Well,
to.
I don't even know how to
belittle you.
begin
Yeah.
I mean,
that,
here's
that
the thing.
conversation. I just since a young age, the commonalities I've had, like, of course, yes, being diagnosed with something at a young age doesn't necessarily mean shit, but
Your brain
at
changes.
my brain changes, of course, but since a young age, I've been medicated by my mom and stuff like that. And since I've graduated high school, I've broken free from the medications, been trying to figure out who my true self is.
Yeah, man.
And I do fit several different boxes, but many people fit many different boxes, and that's something I'm also aware of. But I don't know to what extent I like, because autism is very much a real thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I am heavily impacted by ADHD, which is on the spectrum of autism, and I was diagnosed with Asperger's at a much younger age, and I have very much learned to adapt and people please my way through situations, so I'm not necessarily outed.
Shame economics.
Yes, I operate on my own internal shame economics, and I also mix that with the bipolar. I don't know what specific category or whatever, but I also have these mood swings, that highs and lows that I can't define, and I don't necessarily have reasons as to why they're happening, and it has to do with my own disillusions as to what I'm doing and why. Those are things that I'm trying to get to a deeper root of, and I will literally, constantly, I literally think the only reason I'm still, I don't know. It's deep, and it's not necessarily something to get into right now, but it's something that has popped up very much more recently in my life, and I've noticed how it's not necessarily noticed, but I think back and I look at how, the patterns, the trends, I see it.
Yeah.
And I have seen it. I've had it. I don't know what though, and
Yeah. So
and I literally delude myself and trick myself into well, and that's all you really can do, because we're just fucking animals.
Yeah, I really feel like everyone's doing that. You know?
Yeah.
We're like reality distortion, little fields.
Daniel, from what I have seen from you, my friend, I believe that you are capable of doing great and amazing things.
I think I am too, and that's
it's
a
worth
part
it.
of it.
It's worth it to figure out the particular chemistry that is you. You know.
Yes, and every one of us is
the way
unique.
that you work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know,
you've been given a machine. You got to manage it.
Yeah.
Mind and the body. You know, it's and only you have the manual of how it operates. I mean, yeah, you can meet cool people and therapists and things like this, but in the end.
Not necessarily fuck therapists.
I know. It's I agree. I agree on many occasions. But
fuck that whole medical industry. That's literally just a money-making machine.
It's very different when you
Patience
travel.
for life.
We get this wild, powerful mind and an electrified society in America, and when you go to a slower culture, it's usually everyone has their heart open more, and it's about the interpersonal, and it's kind of a cliche, but it's about love, and it's about connection.
I feel attacked when I try to be my true self with just nothing but I just try to love people, especially when I'm trying to do business is not compatible with that kind of thinking. Being a successful business person is not compatible with being a loving and true person.
It depends on the environment and also your aims and goals and such in it too.
Well, I guess so, but
I'm reading about these monks who would make beer, and they were, that was their side hustle for their church. They'd make beer, and they could make all these different kinds of beer. They could make hey, this is normal beer, this is Sunday beer, and then they've got dude, this is some summer equinox tripping beer, and they these monks would know the difference or whatever. But anyway, I digress, my friend. I, for the longest time in my career, was working exclusively for schools and churches. And everything I did had a great meaning because those pursuits are pretty meaningful. People trying to find God, people trying to learn shit. And I have found in my life that, for example, teaching. I will take a gigantic pay cut to teach, to really be in the flow of just loads and loads of teaching. The teaching itself redeems the whole thing. What am I trying to say? You don't have to solve every problem at once. And in the end, I suspect that you will find something or someone who will make it entirely worth it. Nice. And it's just about it sounds to me like you're in a discovery process, like you're figuring that shit out, you know? Like what that is and how that works, and
Yeah.
it is worth it to go through the pain of uncertainty
Yeah.
to get to the real thing. But like it's like a valley one must cross.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Definitely.
lie, I've like completely shut down.
Your computer?
No, I mentally.
Oh shit. Well, let's kill some rebels, dude.
Nah, I don't even. I'm like spinning in circles because playing the game doesn't even feel like
Oh no.
the thing to do right now.
Well, take it easy.
Yeah.
It is kind of a very immersively crazy game. We could play some Fortnite or something.
No. Fuck
We
Fortnite.
could like, you know, go collect like magical bags of cherries and shit that are really
I
grenades.
appreciate it, but yeah, I'm good.
They're like fuzzy, but then they're grenades. Dude.
Daniel used to go to
What real people-
Colorado.
There. Well,
I've just
there's a
been
lot of-
around a lot of people that have been very real lately,
Yes.
and I don't know, just being here, interacting with people on the internet, not even that specifically you guys, it's all so
it's got to be part of a
not
balance, right?
real.
Like yeah, like a balance, like human interaction, physical books.
Yeah.
I think I can get the best of all worlds. It's like a buffet of awesomeness. You can graze a little here, you can graze a little there. This is a real mess.
It is down there.
They are overrun like crazy. What I am looking forward to, Danielle, is this new Soundtrap app gives you the ability to just make music with other people in like a pretty meaningful way, but it also gives you a ton of freedom to like you don't have to do it like live, like all of a sudden. You can like do it like track by track. Anyway, it has been really something to watch Garrett like mix his stuff down and like take other people's stuff and like perfect it. It inspires me to want to spend more time working on my craft and coming up with some sounds that I dig and sound great. Just as a fun, you know, outlet practice. But also, there's something transcendent about it. Art making. During the pandemic, I got really deep into what I really wanted to do with my life, and at that stage, and just like what was available to me, and I started making this art that I had never made before, and when I stretched myself
I think
in that
Daniel's AFK.
away from keyboard, right on. I'm just gonna add this to the internet's archive of awesomeness then.
Alright.
Making that art changed me. To see it actually manifest in the world, I'd never seen it from the outside in. I'd always seen it just on the inside. It was, I don't know. It's like an act of hope. I guess that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of reason for hope. Boom, 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 boom. Because we can always make new shit. Anything you
Yup.
want to make.
Keep trying
Just
it.
make it go.
Iterate,
Just keep
iterate,
going.
iterate.
You can make brand new shit. If you don't like the shit you're in, you can make it sing,
Just
you can
make
make it
new
spin,
shit.
you can make it work. Da 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 da. That's my current happy song right there.
Current happy song. Keep building. build faster. What did you say? Fourth generation warfare.
Well, that's the certain to win.
Change. Yep.
If you want to win.
Keep leading up.
Dude, can you believe how awesome these pipes are rendered? Look at all that wasted program up there. It's just we're in such a information-rich environment. It's just rendering pipes above our head, like in perfect orientation to the whole universe. Just no one's looking at them. Just making them anyway.
Yep.
What an act of faith.
Not even Unreal Engine 5.
Not even some cheesy precursor or something. The reason I want to take the reason I was experimenting with taking headphones into the shower is because I frequently have awesome ideas in the shower, but it's like you're so far away from the ability to write them down. And when you do write them down, you have to completely interrupt the shower. So it was like, yo, what would it be like if you could record the ideas perfectly in the shower? Like what I have found, it's nuts. I got plans for like a Ziploc bag situation to get my phone closer. So I can record better.
Like through the bag though? Is that gonna work?
Yeah, I think it depends on the microphone.
You need to dude, there is some algorithm out there who can cut the
water
shower noise out, and then you just tape a little lapel mic over the edge over there and send it.
Dude, I'm using these Bluetooth
You have
headphones.
a little button in the shower, just like
press a button, take a note. Exactly.
Yeah, take a note.
100%. In like a previous time, in like the Greek era, it would be like a little tube that went to a dude, like a scribe, and he was just writing down what you said.
Literally, it would be you'd have someone there, or you wouldn't. You wouldn't be thinking
like the note
this.
taker.
Yeah, you'd have a note taker. You wouldn't be ever taking notes. You know,
they'd just be like following around taking notes, writing down what you thought. Be nuts. I bet that would be a dope job for someone, considering the options.
I mean, I did that. I was a scribe for doctors.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You like take the notes?
EMR.
Were you writing on paper or were you writing into a digital system?
I would normally take notes on paper and then fill out the form because it was too hard. The form was too hard to navigate the form in real time because the doctor wouldn't.
You would just take notes and fill it out later.
Form, yeah. You have to
Did that contribute to your dislike of the medical profession, or is that a good thing?
It was a good reality check on it.
On what it is?
On what it is, especially on the business side.
Yeah, it's a lot of forms.
It's a lot of CYA.
A lot of that.
To the point it's not fun.
Yeah, 100%. I think it gets in the way of the patient care is what a lot of doctors report.
Yeah, but you have to have good documentation, but we should be able to document on the fly better.
Yep. Well, this is kind of the promise of bringing AI in there, right?
It's a new era because it's crazy. My grandmother has been a nurse her whole life, and it's so interesting. She's had so many doctors who the health system has not taken good care of her, whether it's one physician or not. I don't know. Yeah. I'm sure there are, yes, but she does not. She is very thankful and she's very programmed to be doctors are gods, you know.
Yeah,
so
that ego thing can really step in.
And so that's what the culture around physicians has been. And I think we're entering a new era.
Good. That's not healthy for them either.
No, it's not healthy for them either. So now their doctors are checked, but I think they're now the new era of doctors. The people in my class are going to be exploring. Well, they've grown up around social media and been fully saturated, and are going to be, I think it will end up angling more towards there'll be an opportunity eventually to go toward, I think there'd be different platforms for medicine eventually.
I was reading some stuff about
You have
AI
to do
assistants
some
for
new
doctors.
insurance companies, but yeah.
You could, if you could formalize all of the paperwork with the insurance, you could have like an AI assistant that would do all of it. It would listen to your words. It would put it in the form. It would prompt you with information. It would interpret symptoms in a way that wouldn't like humiliate you as the human. It would like give you a list of options like, hey doctor, this might be check about also. That
Right.
means we should probably give him 10 milligrams of this. Shall I make that happen? Yes. Thank you,
Yeah,
Charlie.
well, that's still like that's AIs are good at doing very specific things really well, and even then they're not like they're not always gonna get it right every time. So when you string
you would have that's why you'd have the human
sets
in the
of
loop.
complex, well, this is why you want AGI.
Well,
which
AGI
is a
would-
whole nother level.
Oh man, did they just take that? Did they just take that?
I think
shit?
so.
I think they got that. Dang it, they got that. All right, we're getting them. This is it. This is it. I think there's a single point of failure. Okay, so yeah, AGI would do it for you, no problem. But you might have a layer before that where you have a human doctor who has access to that kind of tech, and then it just supplements what that doctor can do. So it's not like it just makes
The
doctor
doctor's like
better.
going through a workflow of suggestions
getting
and editing,
massive support in
sorting and
their
editing.
endeavor. Yeah. And that's real. That's kind of the Centaur
Yeah,
model
if you could,
of AI.
yes, I would disagree with that. I'd like that.
I think that's a
Centaur
very
model.
powerful thing. Like like the way that AI can read radiology is like next level, like 10 kabillion times better than humans. And because it can see like all these shades of gray that can't be seen, there's ways that it can summarize symptoms and search databases, and just, you know, a human can only keep like thousands of cases in their head and draw from information from what they've seen. An AI can do that with millions of cases.
Right.
And it's just like the human mind just doesn't have that resolution for data. And when you're talking about something as intricate as the human body, there's just a lot of ways it can go wanko, and there's a lot of death that happens from just human error in the system. There's a lot of
And yeah, there
suffering
are
that comes from all that.
physicians who've built a tremendous intuition over what
Yeah.
they're looking at.
True
and the
healers.
data. True
Yeah.
healers, but that's not the average physician.
Well, and that's how you could bring the average up, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's like the only that's all we can hope for the average. Honestly, got to figure out how to
Well,
raise the
I mean,
floor.
dude, there is
somehow.
they've got
All different
Ace
types of
AI.
ways.
There's legal bots right now that use versions of ChatGPT that are better than like most lawyers. Like just like the legal
Yeah.
profession alone. I mean, it's just disrupting so quickly. Like just anything rote. I mean, wouldn't that be nice if all the rote shit in the justice system just got roted out? And that way, what's it supposed to be? A jury of
Got
your
charged.
peers. You should be able to like bring that to bear at a cheap rate so that people got what you know. You're supposed to be. There's the laws, and then there's the enforcement branch where the cops come get you. But the cops come get you to put you in a court situation. And in the court situation, you're supposed to be judged by people like you. So at the end of the day, it's not these nerds write
Gotta
laws
clear
out
this.
here in these streets. It's that even the laws that they write have to be judged by people, but less than like 0.1% or something get a jury trial because it's so fucking expensive. And so anyway, if you could use AI to bring the cost of that down, you could have a real impact on society. Like you could have all these people have a jury trial or get closer to having a jury trial, and then all these nonsense laws we don't want to be judged by robots. We want to be judged by our peers, you know, not by some arbitrary standard. We want to be judged by people. That's what that system is supposed to be. But people are expensive. But it doesn't mean it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of people who have time to do this. Lots of people have a job.
Free up the humans.
Yeah. Well, free up the humans for what? It's like, oh, AI is gonna take away all the jobs. Well, yeah. Well, humans seek status and ways to be unique. Will still find.
Protect the rebel incursion and the battle stage.
You're still gonna find ways to differentiate. That's an interesting element that I saw in that Joe Rogan, Sam Altman conversation.
Tell me more about that, Joe. Tell me more about your conclusions from this Joe Rogan, Sam Altman situation.
I haven't even finished it yet, but
Neither have I. Neither have I. I'm like 30, 40 minutes in, maybe. Did we lose Daniel?
Nah, I'm here.
Dude, all right. Are you in our group skis? I think you're.
I
in
think
our
I'm-
group skis.
I'm about
We
ready to tap. I think.
Nice. Want to do one more, or
It's been
this is
fun
it?
playing.
Let's call it. Dude, Daniel, are you all right, brother?
Yeah, I'll go to sleep and wake up tomorrow, and it's a new day.
It's a new day.
New
Sending you some
day.
positive vibrations.
It's a
Gonna-
new dawn.
You're gonna kick ass and take some names. You gentlemen, this was super fun. Dude, we were rocking for 3 hours almost. This just disappeared. That was fun. You guys, you're in my thoughts, you're in my prayers. Daniel, let's start. What do you want to start with Ender's Game? Or you want to go straight to the Bible?
Probably the Bible. I currently am wrapped up into one sci-fi series. I don't need to start another immediately.
Nice. So we'll do the sci-fi series that is the Bible. Nice.
Yeah.
Do you I'm trying to think of do you have a version that you like of it?
One that sticks to the true original, like.
Yep. Some are easier to understand from a linguistic perspective.
Yeah.
Like the
but I
new
need to be able
international
to
version.
Understand it linguistically, because otherwise, either that or have it broken down
Yeah.
in a conversational format.
NIV is one that I have dug for its clarity. New international version. Do you or do you have any objections to that, or do you want to do like you could do an older King James, but it's a little old timey.
I'm sure I have.
NIV is cool. Did it?
What do you like, Peter?
New Living Translation.
New Living Translation.
That's the one
All right.
that I remember appreciating more as a kid, as a young person.
Nice. There is a Bible Gateway, which is a free Bible online, and you can what's the real good one? Online Bible. Read the Bible online. You can just get real nice, clean, crisp searches and such. Bible.com. Okay, a free Bible for your phone and tablet. Install the app. Experience it anywhere. Okay, that looks like. Which is the one that lets you look up all the versions? Biblica. Dude, okay, so that's the research. We find the online version and New Living Translation. Let's see if we can find a. I'm gonna get this rock chalking and jayhawking. New Bible, New Living Translation. Bang! All right.
Keep explore.
Tyndale? New Living Translation by Tyndale. Cool. There's a lot of printed versions of this thing. All right.
Boom, boom.
New Believers, NLT, New Living Translation. I love it.
Take a note.
All right, gentlemen. We will proceed with awesomeness afoot, and we will continue. Daniel, have a fantastic evening. Young Peter, have a fantastic evening. Gentlemen,
Yes,
it's been a pleasure
Good night.
it's been a pleasure to suppress this rebellion with you this evening.
it has been. It was fun. Yeah. Sending good vibes to everybody. Good night.
Nice.
Good night.